Hi, welcome back to Ikon Coaching. My name's Kirk, and I'm one of the coaches.
The key is to get started.
In today's video, I want to explore one of the ways that we think about the linkage between the results that we're producing in the world and the meaning structures that we carry in our lives. I think it's pretty clear that meaning and purpose is one of the things that humans crave in life. I think it's fair to say that a human will trade meaning for happiness. And in fact, most of the time when we're talking about happiness, what we actually mean is the byproduct of meaningful work. In the beginning of life, when we first enter the adult world, we start to look for things that are meaningful. How do I build a life that matters? And it's a valid question. It's a question worth asking. I think it's a question worth asking deeply. But it's this idea that there's this center thing in us that wants meaning and purpose. And so you can think about meaning being at the center of something, and purpose is another word for this. Things like this. It's all basically the same idea. Now, whether you're able to articulate what is animating your why or providing meaning and purpose for you, I think it's there. And it is a very natural byproduct. It's the way we experience life, that out of that naturally flows goals. And I think everybody has goals. I think it's a fair assessment to say all behavior is motivated, and it's motivated towards goal accomplishment. Now, we may not have consciousness around that, or we may not have written those things down, but we have them. We are moving towards outcomes and results in life. And once we have a goal, it is a very natural, obvious process that out of that flows strategy. And now we can say this is the why, and this is the what. Our why sits deep inside of us, but what do we want to accomplish given our why? And out of that becomes the strategy is the how. But I think it's the big how. Because out of strategies, very naturally, without your permission, falls a set of tactics, which is again a how, but it's the small how. What am I going to do today, this week, to accomplish my strategy, which might be a big thing this quarter, this year, which is going to get after my goal, which is the direction I'm trying to go, which is driven by the meaning and purpose I'm trying to create in life. And out of tactics, very naturally, without our permission, we produce results. Everybody who is behaving in the world is producing results. So when I see a resume, and it might say I'm results oriented. We see that line all the time on resumes. It's like, well, who isn't? Everybody's results oriented. You may not like your results, but do you know how much work it takes to be lazy? Making sure your life is organized to do as little as possible, it turns out, is a bunch of work. We are all producing results in our life, and the results are like a signpost that leads and points right back to our why. The results let us know the meaning and purpose that we're living from. When we do work to actually go back in and start at this level and evaluate our meaning structures and work to upgrade them, make them more reliable, we will naturally produce more effective goals. And from that, we'll be interested in different kinds of strategies, which will then result in different kinds of tactics. The small, how are we going to get things done, which will produce different results in our life. Now, one of the things I think becomes apparent when you draw it this way is that all of this is the behaviors in the world. All of this are external to us. They are the things that we are producing and the things we're doing. That means that largely you can do this kind of stuff. You can accomplish things out here through the use of external motivators. However, right here, you start to build the identity around intrinsic motivation. This is where you start to talk about identity. Who am I? What am I all about? What makes me come alive? What makes me tick? And I would argue that there are things deeper than meaning and purpose. We'll cover that in a different video. But for right now, being able to see what brings you meaning and purpose will start to govern or drive or produce different kinds of goals, strategies, tactics, and results in your life that are now driven by something that's not just external to you. It's also fueled by something internal to you. And as a result of that, we find that we are creating meaning in our life. When we're just going after external goals, we're chasing meaning. We're looking for it external to us. If I get the right job, I'll be happy. If I get the right spouse, I'll find meaning and purpose in life. If I have kids and it works out this way, I'll find meaning and purpose in life. But when you start to work backwards and you start to take ownership, radical ownership of the meaning structures in your life, you'll discover that meaning is something you create. That's why at Ikon Coaching, we often start down here and work out, even though a lot of people are coming to us to try to answer how questions. We don't start with how questions. We want to know why you want to know how. More than that, we want to know what you want at the level of goals and why you want it. Because how, it's all on YouTube. It's actually what YouTube was made for. How to everything. What YouTube can't answer for you is why. The further you go in life, the more we want to see that rooted in you and you bringing your own voice to meaning and purpose. And when that happens, all the hard work of how, it becomes worth it. Hey, if you're enjoying these videos and you'd like to see more of them, the best way to do that is hit that subscribe button. And even better is hit the like button. That lets us know that we're heading the right direction and creating stuff you like. If you want to add comments, we'd love that even more. Tell us what you think about these ideas that we're presenting here. Thanks.